So, good morning, dear friends. Today we have discussed the second concept of the pre-stressing, that is called as the strain concept. In the first concept, that is the stress concept, it is a simple concept which is applicable from the theory of elasticity. That means whatever the force acting on the body or beam element, we have considered just effect of that forces and we have present. If there is a moment, there is a bending stress. If there is a axial force, there is a axial stress. So, in the second concept is similar to the concept used in RCC. What we have used in RCC? In RCC, we have considered concrete above neutral axis will take all the tensile compressive stresses, and steel, which is provided in the tension zone, will take all the tensile stresses. Now, similar to RCC, it is assumed that in pre-stressed concrete will take compressive stresses. Of course, the total section is effective, and steel, that is the tendon, means of pre-stressing tendons, will take tensile stresses in such a way that compressive force taken in concrete, created in concrete, and tensile force due to tensioning or tendoning will form resisting couple to resist the external bending moment. By pre-stressing and anchoring the steel against the concrete, produce desirable stresses and strain in both material, that is the concrete and tendon or steel. This permits the safe and economical utilization of the two material which cannot be achieved in RCC. This concept gives idea about location of the pressure line or thrust line. So, let us start the description. In RCC, we have concrete block or concrete beam. Simply supported beam is there, subjected to say point load, and this is the neutral axis. Above the neutral axis, concrete in compression. Below the neutral axis, steel will take all the tensile stresses. But concrete not converted into elastic material, and that's why when we increase the load, the beam bends, and due to bending, maximum compressive stresses develop at the top fiber and maximum tensile stresses develop at the reinforcement side. But this portion where concrete is there, cover is there, concrete cover to the reinforcement, due to tension, as concrete is weak in tension, so many cracks are developed, and that's why it reduces the durability of the structure. So this is the concept: compressive force taken by concrete, and second, tensile force taken by the steel, and these two force separated by lever arm A. That means it forms the resisting couple, that is called as the moment of resistance, and this moment of resistance offered by these two forces will be resisting the external bending moment due to load. This is the concept of RCC. In pre-stressed concrete, what we have considered? In pre-stressed concrete, we have considered the same beam. Concrete beam is there, having span L, subjected to say point load. But instead of steel, we have provided the high tension wire or tendon. And due to pre-stressing, what happens? Cracks are arrested. Initially, we have developed the compressive stresses, or before application of live load, we can create the compression. So, the material is converted into elastic material. This is the beauty of the pre-stressing. So, when we consider the section, there is a compressive force taken by the total section. Total section is effective in case of pre-stressed concrete. In case of RCC, only effective section is considered. So, compressive force taken by the concrete, resultant compressive force, and the tensile force taken by the tendon. This is the profile of the tendon, parabolic. So, T. But to maintain the equilibrium, we know that both forces should be same. So, this tensile force is equal to pre-stressing force P, and this compressive force also equal to P. C is equal to P and T is also equal to P, and separated by the lever arm, which is denoted by A. So, when we consider the section, this is the cross section of the pre-stressed beam, say B by capital D. Here this is the location resultant of the compressive stresses, and this is the resultant of the tendons or location of the tendon. So, tensile force is equal to P and compressive force is equal to C. So, C multiplied by lever arm A or T multiplied by lever arm, that is equal to moment of resistance, and this moment of resistance must be equal to the external bending moment developed due to the load, transverse load. This is the same concept used in the pre-stress. Now, when we see this concept, how to find out the stress calculation. In case of stress concept, this is the simple formula: P by A, that is the stress due to the direct force, of course precessing force. Second, stress due to the, if the tendon is eccentric, then there is a PE divided by Z, and due to moment MD, due to dead load MD by Z, and due to live load it is ML divided by Z. This is the stress concept. But what is the change in strain concept? In strain concept, due to direct force it is same, P by A. Here is also P by A, here is also P by A. But due to the development of the resultant compressive force in the concrete, we can say that E dash is the location of the compressive force with reference to the neutral axis. That's why instead of PE, here PE dash divided by Z. So instead of all these terms, there is only one additional term, PE dash divided by Z. We get the resultant stress, and using either this concept or this concept, we get the same result. Now let us discuss using the example. Before that, we have discussed the what is meant by pressure line or thrust line. Now in this case, it is the locus of point of application of the resultant force of the distribution of concrete stresses developed due to the combined effect of pre-stressing force and the external applied load at any given section of the pre-stressed concrete beam. Location of the pressure line depending on the direction and magnitude of the moment due to the pre-stressing force and the applied load. So let us discuss using the example. Now one example is given: a pre-stressed concrete beam of cross section, of course rectangular section is there, 150 by 400, is pre-stressed by straight cable carrying a force of 500 kN and located at an eccentricity of 75. Eccentric pre-stressing is there, but the eccentricity is 75 mm. The beam is simply supported over an effective span of 10 meter and subjected to total UDL of 5 kN per meter including self weight. Now find out the resultant stress at the top and bottom fiber at mid-span and locate the thrust line in the beam and plot its position at quarter and the central span of the section. And this second part of the problem need the second concept. First part, definitely we can use the stress concept or strain concept. So let us start the problem. What is given? Pre-stressing force is given 500 kN, span is given 10 meter, area is known, B by D, W, that is the total load including dead load, 5 kN per meter, cable profile is eccentric, E is equal to 75 mm. This is the data given in the problem. Now to find out the maximum bending moment, it is again same, WL square by 8 because the beam is simply supported. So W is 5, L is equal to 10 meter, we get the maximum bending moment 62.5 kN meter. Now section modulus, rectangular section is there, that's why it is BD square divided by 6. So we get the 4 into 10 raised to the power 6 mm to the power 3. Now resultant stresses at the mid-span, sigma is equal to, using the first concept, P by A minus plus P by Z plus minus M by Z, which is equal to pre-stressing force 500 10 raised to the power 3 divided by area A 6 into 10 raised to the power 4 minus plus pre-stressing force into eccentricity 75 divided by Z. Z is equal to 4 into 10 raised to the power 6. It is already calculated. Plus minus maximum bending moment at the midspan section divided by Z. We get the stress at the top 14.58 and at the bottom it is 2.08 Newton per mm square. This is the stresses using the stress concept, that is the first concept. Now let us discuss with the second concept, which is discussed in the previous slide. Now apply the second concept. In second concept, what is the second concept? Lever arm A is equal to maximum bending moment, that is the moment of resistance, M divided by P. Now maximum bending moment at the center 62.5 10 raised to the power 6 divided by pre-stressing force 500. So we get the A is equal to 125. But we know that this A is equal to eccentricity of the tendon plus eccentricity of the resultant compressive force. So E plus E dash is equal to A. That's why E dash is equal to, A is 125, E is equal to 75, so E dash is equal to 50 mm. Now this is the location of the thrust line or location of the resultant compressive stress or force above the neutral axis. Now the bending moment at the quarter span, this is the standard formula for the simply supported beam subjected to UDL. 3WL square by 32, we get 46.875 kilonewton meter. Now the shifting of the pressure line from the cable line. At the quarter span, maximum bending moment at the quarter span divided by pre-stressing force. Pre-stressing force is same, bending moment is 46.875. So we get the 93.75 mm is the A, that is the lever arm. So A is equal to again E plus E dash. From this we get the E dash is equal to 18.75. That means at quarter span it is 18.75 and at the mid span it is 50 mm. So we get the 2 points. Third point also we have getting how at the end, what is the maximum bending moment? 0, because the beam is simply supported. At the end, at the support, bending moment is 0. That's why A is 0. If A is 0, E plus E dash is equal to 0. Therefore, E is equal to minus E. That means we get the third point. So, resultant stresses using the strength concept. Sigma is equal to P by A minus plus P E dash. Remember this, P E dash divided by Z. So E dash for the quarter span it is 50 mm and the pre-stressing force is same, Z is also same, area is also same. We get the sigma at top is equal to similar to the first concept, that is the truss concept, 14.58 MPa, and at the bottom 2.08 Newton per mm square, which is similar to the truss concept. We give the same resultant stresses at the mid span. Now this is the pressure line or thrust line. For pressure line or thrust line, there is no other alternative except second concept, that is the strength concept. We can find out the E dash at the mid span, that is 50, at the quarter span 18.75, and at the end it is minus E. That's why this E is equal to minus E. This distance is 75. So let us start point number 1, point number 2, point number 3, 4 and 5. If you draw this second degree parabola, we get the location of the pressure line or thrust line. It is also called as the C line, that is the compressive force line. This is the second concept of the pre-stressing. Now we have taken another problem with similar line. A rectangular concrete beam of cross section 230 by 400 mm is pre-stressed by means of 18 wires of 5 mm diameter located 100 mm from the bottom of the beam and 3 wires of diameter 5 mm same diameter located 50 mm from the top. That means location of the pre-stressing force is different. Above the neutral axis 3 wires are there, below the neutral axis total 18 wires are there. The pre-stressing in the steel, that means all wires are stretched 800 Newton per mm square. Calculate the stresses at the extreme fiber of the mid span section when the beam is supporting a live load of 10 kN per meter over a span of 5 meter. Also locate the pressure line. Now this is very important. When the problem asks locate the pressure line or C line, then it is necessary to go for the second concept. Now the data, this is data is given. Area I is equal to standard case rectangular section is there, that's why it is BD cube by 12. Y is equal to D by 2, that's why Z is equal to BD square divided by 6. Self weight of the beam, density of the concrete multiplied by cross section, we get the load in kilonewton per meter. Live load is already given, so total load is equal to dead load plus live load. It is 12.30 kilonewton per meter. Now here the interesting thing is that instead of the only one cable or one wire, there are 21 wires. 18 provided below the neutral axis and 3 provided above the neutral axis. That's why it is necessary to find out the location, or we can say that the eccentricity of the tendons or wires. So y is equal to A1 y1 plus A2 y2 divided by A1 plus A2. What is A1? A1 is the area of 18 wires below the neutral axis, and A2 is related with the area of the wires above the neutral axis, that is 3 wires. Here the diameter is same, that's why area is same. Therefore total this area is same, therefore we have considered the numbers. 18 multiplied by 100 from the bottom, CG of the wire is 100 mm from the bottom, and for these 3 wires from the top it is 50. Total depth is equal to 400, therefore 400 minus 50 from the bottom, distance is 350. So we have taken this divided by 18 plus 3, that 18 plus 3, that is 21 wires. So we get the Y bar for the wires 135.71. This is the CG from the bottom. We need the eccentricity of the tendon with reference to the neutral axis or center of the section. So D by 2 is the total section minus Y bar, that gives the eccentricity, or we can say that the effectiveness of the tendon, which is 64.29 mm. Now the pre-stressing force P is equal to each wire trace 800 Newton per mm square, area of wires total 21 wires are there, that's why 21 multiplied by area of one wire, pi by 4 into square of 5. So we get the 329.7 kilonewton is the total pre-stressing force applied with the help of 21 wires. Maximum bending moment at the center, again WL square by 8. Maximum bending moment at the quarter span, again we use the standard formula, it is 38.438, and at the quarter span it is 28.83. So resultant trace at the mid span, apply the strength concept P by A plus minus P E dash divided by Z. So this E dash you can find out first of all E dash. Now how to find, that will be discussed first and then find out the traces. Now this is A is equal to, that is the lever arm, M by P. At the quarter span, maximum bending moment is 38.44. Pre-stressing force is same, 329.70. So we get the A is equal to 116.59. So A is equal to E plus E dash. So A is 116.59. E is also known. It is already calculated, 64.29. We get the E dash is equal to 52.30 mm. This is at the mid span. At the quarter span, again bending moment at the quarter span divided by pre-stressing force, it is 87.44. Repeat the same procedure and we get the E dash is equal to 23.15. So at the mid span it is 52.30, at the quarter span 23.15, 23.15, and at the end definitely bending moment is 0. That's why 0 divided by P, it is 0. A is 0, E is equal to minus E. So we get the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. If you draw the parabola from this to this, we get the location of the pressure line. Now, how to find out the traces? Okay, now this is the strength concept P by A minus plus minus P E dash divided by Z. So E dash is equal to 52.30, P is equal to pre-stressing force same, 329.70 divided by Z. We get the trace at the center, 3.58 plus minus 2.82. So at the at top mid span 6.40, at the bottom at mid span 0.76. These are the traces using the strength concept. So this is the second concept of the pre-stressing. Now in the next lecture we have discussed the third concept, that is the load balancing concept. Now thank you very much. Have a nice day.